Hello everyone to the episodes of the Sofa Talks with Mao. Today we're going to have a look at our three markets and see a little bit what is different, what is similar, and how far they compare or not. And we're going to look at Spain, Germany, and Latin America, so we call it LATAM, even though our apologies if there are folks from Venezuela and Argentina thinking, what the hell, why are they saying LATAM? If like there are so many different countries and different economies and so if we say LATAM, we take it a little bit as Latin America, so it's Mexico. So the next countries would be like Mexico, because obviously one of the founders is Mexican and knows the market really well. And then Colombia, Peru, that had a great economical growth over the last 10 years. So there's a little bit the region that we're looking at. Okay, Ecuador maybe as well. So let's kick it off. So if we look at Spain and Germany, and Mao will actually comment on LATAM, let's first look at the market itself. So the market in terms of percentage of GDP in Spain is that the tourism industry, the travel industry, is over 20% of total GDP. Right? Very important, maybe together with automotive industry, one of the most and biggest industries in Spain. Germany, it's not. In Germany, it's less than 10%. It is a growing market indeed, especially since COVID ended. But so far Germany is still a very export-driven country with industrial equipment, automobile obviously as well, and many other more engineering-driven industries. LATAM is, how important is tourism and travel in LATAM?
In Mexico and in Colombia, it's more or less like 22% of the GDP, also the tourism.
So it's a very important market as well, yeah. If we look at the number of hotels, we see that in our target group in Spain alone, there are over 50,000 hotels. If we look at Germany, that number comes down to 30,000. Okay, which is still a big bunch of hotels. So these are just the hotels with less than 100 rooms, okay? So no bigger hotel chains included, okay?
Mexico is bigger. Mexico, we have like 80,000 hotels, independent hotels, like less than 100 rooms. In Colombia, there are more or less 40,000 hotels.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's still a big market, so very, very interesting for us indeed, yeah. So now if we look a little bit at the market, but more on the hotel level, okay? If we look a little bit the level of technology those small hotels have, we see that in Spain they pretty much have a pretty good level actually. Why? Because of the importance of the travel industry. There are many tech providers, especially in the PMS and the channel manager segment, who have been founded in the 70s and the 80s and who started long ago to program and develop their tech solution for this very important industry. So I, as a half German, I was very much surprised when I came to Germany, where we have maybe, I don't know, 150 different PMS systems, to see that in Spain there are over 1,000. There are over 1,000, why? Because every little village at some point started to develop their own PMS system for the hotels in this area. Someone had a cousin or a friend or a granddaddy or someone who started to do informatics, and then they came up with their own little development of their own little technology. So technology kicked into this industry very, very early in Spain, and as a consequence, there are more providers, and the level of tech, I would say, is above the level of many other countries. In Germany, once more, the number of providers is smaller, much smaller, and the providers that have been have been growing over those last 10 years. Names that come to my mind, like Apaleo, for example, okay, have been seeing a good growth, a good expansion. They tried even to grow outside of Germany, and now so Germany is catching up, small by small. How is it in LATAM?
In LATAM, there's a big difference because we have a lot of PMSs, but they are not prepared for independent hotels. They are prepared for bigger chains, and the problem is that they are very expensive. That's why many of our third-party providers over here, PMSs like Mr. Plan, it's working over there and make it right over there with this market, because the PMSs over there are really expensive. They are not prepared for these little hotels. Also, they are local PMSs, but they don't have the connections with channel managers. They are different, like right now we have here in Spain.
So far we were just talking about the PMS systems, folks. Let's have a look at our industry, right? I mean, at the technology that we are providing, which is the revenue management system. So while we just said that in Spain, when it came to PMS, there were, after all, local providers. When it comes to revenue management technology, we see that the competitors that we have, that we spoke about in our last episode, they are more active on a already European level, okay? So we do not see exclusively Spanish provider who only provide the Spanish market, okay? We see providers from Holland, we see RMS providers from France, from Germany. There are one or two Spanish providers as well. Good ones. They are not expanding as fast as the Northern European companies do. Maybe this has also something to do with the venture capital market, that less funding is available in south of Europe than it is in the Northern Europe. But RMS ones, in both countries, the level of hotels in terms of like being equipped with an RMS system is still very low. It's still very low. And if they have one, it is not a local provider, but rather a European one that expanded outside his frontiers already. How is it in LATAM?
LATAM is the same. We have the big providers of ERMS, but as I said, they are really, really expensive. So these little hotels cannot acquire these providers. No, they cannot work with them. Also, the providers are from USA. They also come from Europe, and they are not prepared for the local currencies, and they are not working smoothly with this kind of hotels.
Interesting. Yeah, interesting. So that's one of the reasons why we jumped into this market, right? We see there's a pretty low level of knowledge about everything that surrounds dynamic pricing and revenue management system tools from those small hotels. They urgently need help here. And at the same time, there are not enough good providers to satisfy their needs. So this is exactly where we want to help them. At the end of the day, the needs of the hotel are very similar. It's always about saving time and increasing revenue. And what we managed before for the German market, it is also about finding these resources, because there are not enough workforce and labor in the German market to be recruited. It's very, very difficult. As I said before, there are 2 million open positions in Germany, and there are not enough people to cover this. So very interesting, 3 pretty different markets that 2 of them we have not conquered, but we kind of successful entered them and are growing well, and we're looking forward to much more, and looking forward also to LATAM, and so that we can send Mauricio to travel a little bit more to Mexico.
Yeah.
And grow heavily there.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
Cool. Thanks, guys.